Welcome to this mobility session. So it's going to start from the neck and work its way down towards the lower body. And we're not going to be static holding stretches because especially first thing in the morning we're quite a bit stiffer. So it takes a bit of warming up to get the body moving again and flowing. So it may be worth having a glass or some water on standby. So we'll get started into this. So find a position you are comfortable sat in. I'm just going to turn slightly to the side of the camera here. I'm going to start with the neck. I'm going to take my ear down towards my shoulder, drop my chin towards my chest. As I roll my neck around, ear to the opposite shoulder, up, and carry on round. At your own pace for about 5 to 6 reps. You can start thinking about timing your breath in with the movements. So we breathe in when our chin's going to the sky, and breathe out so it sits there, so I'm turning. Breathe out when the chin is heading down towards the chest. Here's the shoulders. Last one. Okay. Now that I've done that and got a bit of warmth into the neck, I'm going to take my hands behind my head. I'm not going to pull on my head, but this is just a placeholder for my hands. I'm going to pull my elbows down as I tuck my chin in towards my chest and around my spine. And breathe in and flare my elbows back out behind me. Breathing out, elbows down and in. Feel the stretch through the spine. Breathe in and expand. So we're taking the spine through extension and through flexion here, whilst opening up the thoracic spine a little bit, getting it moving. I'm going to take my hands down in front of me here, reaching as far forward as I can, and carry on the same motion, but now as I breathe in, I'm going to reach the hands behind me, try to open my chest up a little bit, and breathe out, reaching forward again, rounding chin to chest, and then breathing out. Last one here. I'm going to stay back here, plant our hands. If this is uncomfortable, we can be on our toes with our hands on our heels. You can have blocks behind you, just whatever's comfortable for you. And now I'm going to roll my shoulder blades back, lift my hips up as high as I can, and back down. So if we're in the low position, that will look like. So there's not much movement. And you'll feel a slight stretching coming into the knee. And after that one, I'm just going to drop forward into a child's pose before walking my hands over to the left hand side and then back over to the other side. So carry on side to side. I'm just going to turn to face the camera. So So we go over to the right and then back over to the left. Just 3 times each way. I'm taking my hands so far that I feel a stretch down the side of my body coming into the lats here. And I'm going to push my hips a little bit further forward, reach a little bit further, take my non-stretching arm and reach it out to my side. If we're struggling to support ourselves here, we can drop our elbow, move our forearm to our head, and still get the stretch with our rotation. However, it's better if we can keep our arms straight off the head. Now with my opposite arm, I'm going to pull back behind me to the ceiling, hold, and lower back down. As I twist, I'm really intensifying the stretch I'm feeling down the side of the body here, whilst getting a bit more thoracic rotation going on. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one, a little breather, and lift, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll drop that hand down, walk the hands forward, then with the right arm, I'm going to reach off to the side. Now, bring my left arm underneath my shoulder. I'm going to drop my chest down towards the ground and lift back up. If I drop my chest towards the ground, I'm getting a stretch in the chest. It might be better to move the knees a little further back for this one. Drop the chest down and back up. Another one down. Then we take both the hands off in front and walk back to the opposite side. So I'm feeling a stretch down the side of my body here. I take my right arm off to the side and I'm going to go for our 5 rotations. So 3, 2, 1, lift. And focus on your breathing and relax. So when we get into these uncomfortable positions, we'll lift here. It really restricts our breathing and relax. It makes it that much harder. We'll lift. To stay relaxed in the position. I'm sure you can hear I'm breathing heavy. And last one, lift. 3, 4, 5. We'll go down there. Walk the hands forward, bring the hips a bit further forward again, take the left hand off to the side, right hand underneath right shoulder, and I'll drop the chest towards the ground and lift back up again. As I'm lifting back up, I'm pressing this hand into the ground, so I'm heading down and back up. Lowering towards the ground, pulling the elbow down. Up. Last 2. Okay, so after a little breather, this will be a good chance to have a sip of water. I know I'm going to. Now I'm going to take my hands behind my back. Soles of the feet planted, I'm going to roll my shoulder blades back before lifting my hips as high as I can and back down. It's a good one for starting to get the glutes activated, but also the upper middle back, because that's what's supporting the upright. So that's a really good exercise for posture. Lifting there. So as we do this thing, to push the heels of the hand and the heels of the feet into the ground as hard as you can. And last one, lifting up, holding, and as we go down here, send the hips towards the heels, and that will give you a big stretch over the shoulder, which we're just going to hold for another 10 seconds. You might get a tingling sensation coming up the elbow, through the arm. That's completely natural. Just if it gets too much, you're just coming out of it. Okay. Now, from this position, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. I'm going to take my feet underneath me, take a step out either side, and drop my knees off to the right hand side and swivel over to the left hand side. So these are called hip swivels. They take us through full internal and external rotation at the leading trailing hip. It's a really good maintenance exercise just to identify where you might have any tightnesses that day. Last time, and from here, I'm turning over the left hand knee. I'm going to bow 3 times over this knee, using my hands to support me. A nice visualization is to send the chest to the wall in front of you, rather than going down towards the ground. And try and use your knee and your shin to help push into the ground to help. I'll top my legs so that my sole of my foot hits my thigh. Bring my other knee in. This is a figure 4 position. And from here, we have a bit of a flow where we lift up onto the hips, squeeze the glutes forward to get a stretch in the outer inner hip there, so we're going through external rotation. Now as I sit down, I'm thinking to peel this hip to the ground first. It may not hit the ground first, it's completely fine, but that will really emphasize the internal rotation stretch on that trailing leg. Then we can use our hands behind our back to swivel over, and we're in the opposite position for the other side. So hips up, squeezing the glutes forward, coming down, sitting with that back hip first, and then we can pivot round. Lift up. Now you can use your hands to help you get down slowly. And the next portion we're going to add in is another bow between the knees and back up. And if you can, without your hands, for the swivel, the lift, and the touch down, you can warm into that. And then the bow, back up, and we'll go through this another 5 times total. So swivel round, lift, slowly down, reach, back up, swivel, hips up, pushing through, back down, and reach forward, By the time we've done our next 3 each side, our hips will be more than warm. Just move at your own pace with this one. Last couple each side. Turn around, lift up, lowering down, trying to get that back hip down first. Reaching forward. Back up, swivel around. And last one. So if you have a tightness on one side that isn't there on the other, or maybe it's just more so on the other, then feel free to spend a bit more time on that side. You can pause this and address that particular tightness you have. Now from here, I'm going to come to the ground. Oh, nice little rest. So, first things first, I'm going to lift and hook my foot over my knee. Make sure that my grounded foot feels solid, and I'm going to help support it with my hands on the ground. Then, by pulling the belly button back to the spine, I will lift my hips as high as I can and back down. So using the strength of the glutes here to push this leg into more external rotation. Now if we can't do this, if we can just sit in this position, that's fine. We can use our hand to help move the leg about. If we struggle with the lift, even if we just want to shake things off, we think to bring the knee towards the shoulder, lifting up, pushing away. That's a swap on the side, so foot down, up over the knee, hands down for support, and 3, 2, 1, belly button back down, lift, and back down. So this isn't just good for opening up into the hip, but we're also activating the glutes and the hamstrings and lower back to do their job for the day, holding your body in good posture, in good alignment. Last one. Big squeeze, lifting up, pulling the knee down towards the ground, hold. And we'll drop the hips there and hug the knees in towards the chest. After that one, taking a bit of a breather before we come into the hamstrings and glutes, or quads, to finish off. So, interlock your fingers around the back of one leg, moving or the opposite leg straightening out in front. The aim here is I'm going to straighten my leg, pulling my toes up towards my chin and lower back down. Or if you saw there, I couldn't quite get this leg straight out of this leg, so what I'm going to do is just drop the leg further away, support it underneath with my hands, and then straighten the leg, pulling the toes back, and I can get my leg a lot straighter. You're really trying to get the leg straight. This is a nerve stretch. It's called SA flossing. And straighten the leg, hold for 3 or up to 3 seconds, as I definitely haven't been holding for 3 seconds. And back down. So we're taking the sciatic nerve and flossing it over the back of the knee. So that's where you'll feel a stretch. We'll swap sides. Straightening out, calibrating, finding where you can get the leg straight, and then maintaining that position. Straightening the leg and lowering back down. So we're trying to create as much length as possible down the back of the leg. Last time, holding there and rolling down, and we'll come up into a kneeling lunge. So, got my left leg forward to stop. I'm going to drift my knee to the point that I can feel a stretch coming into my hips. From here, I'm going to suck my belly button back towards my spine. Take my arms to my side. I'm going to reach up to the sky 5 times. Reach up to the ceiling 5 times. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1. Lift, hold, 2, and back down. You can drift a bit further forward with the knee, remembering belly button back, and lift, and back down. Lifting up. Last one. Now I'm just going to drift the knee forward and back. 1 to allow the hip flexor to recover after that. We're just encouraging a nice gentle bit of movement. I can straighten the leg, pull the heel back, get a bit more into the hamstring if you like. You can add a little reach towards the toes to emphasize that stretch. But we'll turn here onto our side, where I have my foot out in line with my other foot, and I'm gonna, with my hands underneath shoulders, pull my elbows towards the ground, feel a stretch in the inner hamstring, then walk my hands forward and drop my hips through. So to show you the better angle, foot out to the side, elbows down towards the ground, and then coming forward and dropping the hips through. Back down, forward, just once more, this side. And we'll take that leg in, other knee up and forward, drifting forward with the knee to feel a stretch in the hip flexor, thinking to pull the stomach back, and now we'll go for our reaches overhead. So 3, 2, 1. Thinking to be tall in the torso, and hands back down, lifting up, hold, and down, up, hold, down. When we come down, reassess the stretch, maybe try to drift further forward with the knee, just thinking to squeeze the glutes in the back leg, and last 2, we lift, hold, and go down. Once more, lifting up. 2, 3, 4, 5, back down. It's where we pivot to the side, take the leg out, hands on the shoulders, I pull my elbows down towards the ground, and then walk the hips forward. To show again, hips down, and back forward. Down. Last time. Rolling, coming forward. And here we're going to finish off. So, by standing on the mat, I want us to squat down to a point that we can hold around the backs of our legs. Then holding our chest close to our thighs. Straighten the legs as much as possible, feel the stretch come through the hamstrings, maybe into the lower back, and squat back down. Straighten the legs, holding, lower down, 2 more. Straighten the legs, holding there, and down again. I'm going to turn to the side for the last one. Straightening the legs, holding here. Releasing the arms, then by grabbing onto the elbows, I'm going to pull my elbows down and turn the shoulders, prying my vertebrae away, and then off to the other side, trying to keep both legs straight and pulling my elbows down. And now from the central position, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae through the spine,